Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. And this is a great place for me to practice what I learn. So sometimes you're the student and sometimes you're the teacher, or maybe you're always a student and a teacher. I don't really know. So what do we do here? On Wednesday mornings, we start with wisdom from others. So I just pick a book from someone that I feel that can teach me something, and then I read it. I don't have to agree with it. That's important. We do not have to agree with leaders or influential people, but we can still listen and learn. And then we do the physical practice, and the physical practice, so often the mind is somewhere else. The mind is in the past or in the future or geographically in another place, but my body is here. And when the body is here and the mind is elsewhere, that's tricky. So the physical practice helps to bring the mind back into the body. And that prepares us for the seated meditation we do at the end. Yes. Okay, so let's start. So now I picked a new book. So now I'm reading from the Dalai Lama's little book of wisdom. So he has a different style and a different language. Of course, it's translated. So it's, for me, it takes a little bit of time to get used to the way he expresses things. So we used Thich Nhat Hanh for quite some time. I really enjoy the way he writes it. So I need to warm up to this book, and that's okay. The basic fact is that all sentient beings, particularly human beings, want happiness and do not want pain and suffering. On those grounds, we have every right to be happy and to use different methods or means to overcome suffering and to achieve happier lives. It is worthwhile to think seriously about the positive and negative consequences of these methods. You should be aware that there are differences between short-term interest and long-term interest and consequences. And the long-term interest is more important. Buddhists usually say that there is no absolute and everything is relative. So we must judge according to the circumstances. Okay, so I'm going to read that little section again before the meditation, but now let's do some physical practice. Okay, so finding your seat, sitting up tall, give yourself credit for being here. Practicing could be fun, but sometimes it's like, it could be a little bit, we're doing the same thing over and over again, and it could be a little bit boring. I do hear some background noise, so someone could mute themselves. Finding your seat. If you want to, you can bring your awareness to your feet and lift the heels and the toes. Sometimes by moving the feet, it helps to connect or bring the mind to this place, the present moment, and this physical place. And then maybe if you want to, you can shift your awareness to your sitting bones. Feel those two sturdy sitting bones. Maybe shift the weight from one side to the other, remembering that there are two parts of you. There are two parts of you that they're mirrors, they're very similar. Like my right arm is very similar to my left, but they are slightly different. And so there are two parts of me, and there is a midline. And when the two parts work well together, I create balance. And then if you want to, you can bring awareness up to your shoulders. Allow the shoulders to widen. release and widen. The neck is long. Noticing how the sitting bones are kind of pushing into the chair, and that allows the crown of the head to reach up towards the sky. Slight tuck of the chin often helps to lengthen the spine. If you want to, you can imagine having an opening at the top of the head, like open up, it opens up and helps with the connection to wisdom from others. How can I receive wisdom from others? I have to be open to receive wisdom from others. Maybe imagining that you have like a straw going through your entire body. So there's an opening at the crown of your head, receiving wisdom from others. And it goes down, all the way down through your body, all the way down into earth. And then it goes back up again. So just like our body has two parts that are connected, one image could be that the earth and the universe are also two parts of one being or one creation. I don't know what word to use. And together they create a whole. Maybe that's an image that's helpful to you. If you want to, you can place your hands on your rib cage, on your rib cage. And then bring your awareness to your breathing. Notice the inhale, notice the exhale. And notice how how your breath has an impact on your physical body. On the inhale, the rib cage is expanding slightly. And on the exhale, it releases back in closer to the spine. Inhale, expand. Exhale, release. And if you want to, you can try to take a deeper inhale and maybe open up that rib cage a little bit more. According to my teacher, the rib cage has 126 joints. I have not counted them. I trust her. And what I'm hearing is like a lot of joints in the rib cage. So it's a flexible yet protective like basket. And in that basket, we have, the vital organs of the lungs and the heart. It gives us room, it gives us room to grow, and it's yet protective. And then if you want to, you can place your hands on your knees and then start the cat-cow movement. Maybe add the breathing. Exhale and round. Inhale into a back bend. Exhale and round. Inhale into your back bend. Come back to neutral, and let's now, for today, let's try to do the opposite. So like in 99% of the yoga class that I've taken, the instruction is to exhale and round, inhale into a back bend. Let's try, if you want to, you can try to do the opposite. So inhale and round, exhale into the back bend. Inhale and round, exhale into your back bend. Inhale and round, exhale into the back bend, and then release. Sometimes if things are not working, what I could do is just to do the opposite and see what happens. Okay, blinking, bubbling stars, blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten those elbows, breathe. Maybe notice how the rib cage is moving with your breath. And the lungs inside that rib cage, they want to breathe and expand and play. So let them, allow the lungs to stretch. So reach and stretch, and maybe feel how the skin and the ribs are expanding, and inside that rib cage are the lungs, and they want to stretch and grow and breathe and have some fun. And then bring the arms up high, turn to one side, let the arms go wide, maybe look behind you. So when your mind goes into the past, what do you focus on? What are, of all the things in the past, what does your mind focus on? And then release. Maybe lift the shoulders up a few times and release down. And then blinking, bubbling stars. Open and close those fingers. Look at your hands, those amazing fingers and hands that are so helpful. All the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over, straighten the elbows. Breathe. Maybe notice how the rib cage is moving with your breath. And then reach and stretch. Feel how the skin and the ribs and the lungs are stretching, expanding, getting a little bit of a workup, like waking up, doing something fun, or preparing for doing something fun maybe. And then reach up high, turn to the other side, let the arms go wide, look behind you. So when your mind travels into the past, what do you focus on? You have choices. And when you, depending on what you focus on, there's going to be an emotion. And then come back and release. Lift the shoulders a few times. Okay, now look at the hand. Let's start with the left one. Let's start with the left hand today. So look at the fingers, pick a color, place the hands in the paint, really make sure that you get a lot of paint on all the fingers. And then come up and then draw 3, 2, 1. And now you can do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. First, we follow the rules, kind of, we learn some basic practice, and then you can do whatever you want. But you can't hurt someone. You can do whatever you want as long as it's not harmful to yourself or others. And then come back. Let's try the other, the right hand. You can use the same color or something else. Dip the fingers into paint. Make sure you get a lot of paint on all the fingers. And then 3, 2, 1. And then you can do whatever you want, as long as it doesn't harm yourself or others. There's always some kind of boundary. And then back to neutral. Okay, let's go to the desert and become a cactus. Cactus arms. And maybe think about how a cactus defends itself. Don't eat me. I have all these needles. I'm not sure what it's called. And inside I carry water. So that water, we can go swim in that water. We can swim forward, or we can swim backwards, or we could fly. And then eventually the knee wants to connect with the elbow. Knees and elbows, they are like similar joints, but they are different parts of the body. We have a lower body and an upper body, and they are like somewhat similar. And then maybe cross the midline, noticing how the pit of the belly goes in and up, in and up, in and up. And then if you want to, you can bring one knee up and then maybe the other. Breathe, balancing posture, both posture. Maybe add some blinking, bubbling stars. Maybe add some movement. Maybe you do one leg, one knee, and then the other. And then back to neutral. Blinking, bubbling star. So let's do this. So take the fingers, dip them in paint, dip the entire hand in paint. And then look at the hands and do the blinking, bubbling stars. What color do you see? What color do you see? And then all the way up, clap, turn them over, straighten the elbows, breathe. The palms of the hands are facing up. Maybe lifting the heels and the toes to remind yourself of the connection to earth. Without connection to earth, I can't reach for the sky. I need something to push into to reach. And then let the arms go wide, 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 wide. Neck is long. Inhale, palms comes up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, forward. And then bring the arms around. Hold on to opposite forearms or elbows or something there. And then stay here. Breathe. And then release one arm, bring it up behind you, release the other one, bring it up behind you, and support your own heart. Support your own heart. How can you support your own heart today? What do you need today? And then release down. Okay, bring the feet a little wider. And then remember those two. So there's a midline. And there are two parts of me. And they're same, but different, right? Okay, there are two parts of us. So let's shift the weight from one side to the other. So I could say it could be pain or pleasure. It could be black or white. It could be love or fear. So I can go in either direction. And I'm actually thinking it's a circle. So if I go all the way over to love, it eventually comes around and becomes fear. So love and fear are just the same. It's same, but it's yeah. And how far can I go before I lose my balance? How much fear can I feel before I lose my balance? How much love can I feel before I lose my balance? So I feel it, I feel strong emotions, and then I come back to neutral. I feel another strong emotion, I come back to neutral. And then creating that circle, it might start with love, and then it becomes fear, and then becomes love, and it becomes fear. If anyone here is a parent, that's a situation I find this easiest to notice. I love my children, and they scare me. They scare me because I don't want to lose them, or I don't want them to hurt themselves or others. And that love often turns into fear, and then back to love. And eventually, or sometimes in the middle, I find myself in a place of serenity or acceptance, that even if it seems to me that my children are doing something that's very dangerous or harmful, maybe I'm wrong. Or it seems to me that they're doing something over the other way that is very good or helpful, and maybe I'm wrong. It's hard to know. All right, and then come back or bring your feet into Tadasana feet, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. So if we were standing up, it would be Tadasana, but we are using the chair. And then lifting, no, let's start with the left leg. So lifting the left leg up, creating those big circles, maybe use the toes, place the toes in paint and draw a big picture with the toes. First, we kind of follow the basic recipe, 3 circles. And then when I've learned the basics, I can do whatever I want as long as I don't harm myself or others. And then stepping out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together. Breathe. And then release the head down. Maybe add some movement. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, place the foot on top of the knee for figure 4 or seated pigeon. If you want to, you can use your fingers to open up the toes. Maybe feel the sole of the foot. Really notice the sole of the foot. Imagine how many steps that your feet have taken you so far. And then, yeah. And then slide the knees together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn away from that knee, look behind you. What do you prefer to focus on in the past? And then release. And then lift the other leg. Big circles. Actually, if you want to, you can imagine placing the toes in paint. Get some paint. And first we follow the basic recipe, 3 circles. And then I can do whatever I want as long as I don't harm myself or others. Ahimsa. And then step out wide, elbows to knees, fingertips together, pit of the belly goes in and up. If you want to, you can release the right hand down, push into earth, bring the left shoulder up, maybe look up towards the sky. I have my left hand on my left knee, that helps me to twist. And then if you want to, you can bring that top arm up. And then release. Place the left hand in front of your face. Place the right hand on the right knee. And then bring the right shoulder up. Look up towards the sky. Breathe. Maybe bring the top arm up towards the sky. And then release, let the head be heavy. Inhale, come back up. And then place that foot on the knee, seated pigeon. Use your fingertips if you want to, and open up the toes if that's helpful to you. And then bring the knees together. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, turn away from the knee. Look behind you. What do you choose to focus on from the past? If you're looking back at the past, what do you choose to focus on? And then release and come back to neutral. Okay, let's work the legs. So making sure I have a steady foundation, spread the toes, good connection to the earth, check that it works. Yeah. And then we start. So let's do 10. Or you pick a number. You pick a number that works for you. I'm going to pick 10. So I'm going to bend and just gently touch the chair. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then rest, shake it out. And then pick another number. Pick another number. So come up and then pick another number. I'll pick 10 again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. And then transfer the weight forward and up. And then we're going to stay standing. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over. Straighten those elbows. If you want to bring awareness to the sides of your body, notice how the skin and the ribs and the lungs are expanding. Maybe help by reaching. Tall, tall, tall. Turn to one side, look behind you. Let those fingertips reach as far back and as far forward as you can. What can you take with you from the past? Release. Blinking, bubbling stars all the way up. Clasp the hands, turn them over. Notice how the skin and the ribs and the lungs are expanding. Reach, reach, grow, expand. Turn to one side, let the arms go wide, look behind you. What can you bring with you from the past that would be helpful in the future? And then release and let the arms go. Let the arms go. So there's a process. So when from the past, I see things, and some of them could be hurtful, and then I accept it. I just let it go, and I accept it for whatever it is. Hopefully I learn something with it or from it. And then with that acceptance and wisdom, I can take more action, hopefully better action, allowing the knee and the elbow to connect again. We're all really looking for connection. So how do I connect in a more skillful way? And then cross the midline. And every day we get a new chance to connect. Hands on your hips. Sometimes all we need is you know how to do this. And all we need is that kick in the butt to get the courage to actually try to connect again. And then lifting the legs out to the side, engaging the outer hips, external support. And then play with balance. So transfer the weight, lift that toe up. Maybe bring the arms out if that's helpful to you. And then try the other side. And release. Linking bubbling stars. Push the fear away. Push the fear away. Push the fear away. Breathe. Kick the fear away. Kick the fear away. Kick the fear away. It's going to try to creep in from all kinds of places. Kick it away. Kick it away. And then eventually you can release and notice how love fills that space. Okay, let's celebrate with a sound salutation. Let's do one. Let's do one today. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. And bend the knees gently. And then inhale all the way back up. Exhale down the midline. And then stay there, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. And release. Okay, big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Let's step back to warrior one. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off. Take a big step back. Find the earth behind you with the toe and the heel. I just noticed that I follow my own pattern, taking the right foot back. Let's try to switch that next time. Okay, add some blinking, bubbling stars, clasp the hand, turn them over. Release, hands in your pocket. Allow the heart to lead. Transfer the weight forward, pick that back foot up. And then maybe do a warrior 3 today. Bring the opposite hand off the chair. And maybe the other hand too for warrior 3. And then bring the feet together, back to standing. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back, find the earth behind you with the toes and then the heel. Blinking, bubbling stars, all the way up, clasp the hands, turn them over. Breathe. Release, place the hands in your back pockets. Allow the heart to lead. Allow the heart to lead. Lift the opposite hand off. And then maybe the other hand too. And then bring your feet back together. Okay, let's step back to warrior 2, but this time let's step back with the left leg first. So 99% of the time I step back with my right. What would happen if I step back with my left first? I don't know. Let's see. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic calves, finding warrior 2. Flip the front hand, reverse the warrior. And then bring all that with you into the future. Extended side angle. Back to the present moment. Hands on your hips, straighten the front hand, let the hand release down. Maybe look up. Maybe bring the hand up. And then hand down, gaze down, rebend that front knee, finding warrior 2 again. Hands on the chair, bring that back foot up. Maybe bring the same hand up. And then bring the feet together, bend the knee, and come up to standing. Okay, try the other side. Inhale to chair, exhale to Anjali Mudra. Transfer the weight for the left, right heel comes off. Take a big step back, open up the pelvic half, finding warrior 2. Flip the hand, reverse the warrior. And then bring the past or the helpful past or acceptance into the future and take skillful action. Come back. Hands on your hips, straighten the front knee, release down. Maybe hold on to the chair. If you want to, you can bring the gaze up towards the sky. Maybe bring the top hand up. Bring the hand down, bring the gaze down, rebend the knee, finding warrior 2. And then hands on the chair, pick up that back leg. Maybe the same hand. Ardha Chandrasana. And then bring everything back together, bend the knees, and come up to standing. Tadasana. Big toes to touch, heels slightly apart. Mountain posture. You are strong and steady. Imagine how the roots from under your soles are going out wide and deep, keeping you steady. Even in the hardest winds, you are steady. The roots are always connected to the earth. Even if you lose branches, the roots are always connected, and you are releasing seeds. So even if this tree dies, there are seeds all over, and you are going to grow up in all kinds of different places, maybe as a cactus. Okay, transfer the weight to the right, left heel comes off. And then, what kind of tree would you like to be next time? Maybe you want to be a cactus. Maybe you would like to be a cactus. A seated pigeon. Maybe you want to be a pigeon sitting on a cactus. And then find your way back to Tadasana. Maybe imagine that tree that is releasing all these seeds everywhere in the world, and you're going to grow up in all kinds of different places. Pick another place. Transfer the weight to the left, right heel comes off, and maybe this time you want to be a dancer. Maybe this time you want to be a dancer. And then come back to Tadasana and release. Okay, hands on the chair. Feet a little wider than the hips. Spread the toes, release the knees down. Open up those toes. Allow the hips to move towards the chair. Look up. Let's do some blinking, bubbling stars. All the way up. Place your hands in your back pockets. Open your heart. Allow the heart to receive love. And then release. Untuck the toes, bring the knees wide, big toes to touch, and find child's posture. And then come up. Create that stable triangle or stable base. Tuck the toes, engage the core, lift the knees off just an inch, build some strength, release down. And then try again. Lift the knees off, build some strength, and release down. And this time we're going to go all the way up. Lean into your support, engage the core, lift the knees off, and then continue all the way up. And then bend the knees and come all the way up to standing. Okay. So I'm going to read from the Dalai Lama's little book of wisdom, and then we'll do the meditation. The basic fact is that all sentient beings particularly human beings, want happiness and do not want pain and suffering. On those grounds, we have every right to be happy and to use different methods or means to overcome suffering and to achieve happier lives. It is worthwhile to think seriously about the positive and negative consequences of these methods. You should be aware that there are differences between short-term interest and long-term interest and consequences. And the long-term interest is more important. Buddhists usually say that there is no absolute and that everything is relative. So we must judge according to the circumstances. Okay, so let's meditate for about 6 minutes, and then I'll play the ball. So sitting up tall, sticking with earth, sitting bones, crown of the head. Bring your awareness to your breathing, noticing the inhale, noticing the exhale. And then I'll be quiet for about 5 minutes. And wiggle your fingers. No, yeah, wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your toes. Move your head from side to side. Take a deep breath in and let it go. If you want to, you can place your hands in Anjali Mudra, holding your own heart in between your hands with love and compassion. Gently bow your head in gratitude for this practice, thousands of years old. Open your eyes, raise your gaze, and thank you so much for practicing together week after week after week after week. Namaste.